Hey everyone, welcome to the University Experience Workshop by Youth Voices of Ontario. This is our day one. Today we'll be hearing out several speakers. Here are our speakers, Amin and Abdullah. So both of our speakers are studying in engineering at UofT. Engineering science and computer engineering programs are both very prestigious ones. And if you guys have any questions, please write them down in the chat. And now I'll let our speakers take it away from here. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Amin.
So my name is Amin. I'm studying engineering science at the University of Toronto. It's my first year, and I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for inviting.
Okay. My name is Abdullah. I'm also first year. I'm doing computer engineering at UofT, and I'm really excited to be here as well.
All right, so now I guess we can get into our questions. This will be more of a loose interview. It's not a super formal thing. We'll probably stray away from some questions at some point, but I guess you guys have already answered the first question. What do you study? Which programs you're enrolled in? So tell me, how did you guys get interested first in the program?
Okay, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
So my dad was a computer engineer, and my mom had a master's in computer science. Like I was always into computers from the start. And then I did computer science in grade 11 and grade 12, and I really liked it. And I decided that I wanted to do computer engineering later on.
Nice. It makes sense. Yeah.
I think for me, in physics club, we invited a guest who graduated from engineering science, and then that was the first time that I heard the term engineering science, and I read about the program and how difficult it was, and I got interested into
it. Physics club, like at your school?
Yes, pop physics.
Pop physics, nice. So I guess what kind of jobs can you really pursue with this degree? Engineering, probably, but what kind of jobs are you guys interested in?
So for computer engineering, you actually have a really diverse job pool because with a computer engineering degree, you can apply for both electrical engineering jobs as well as computer science jobs because you do both of those. So something you might do would be say maybe a software engineer or a back-end developer for a company. Those are software oriented, and then you could also have hardware where it's an electrical engineer, a hardware engineer at a company as well. So it's really diverse with computer engineering.
I think with engineering science, it's even more diverse because in the first 2 years, they're foundation years, which you learn fundamental courses, the basic stuff that you have to know. It also contains some biology courses and some chemistry courses. And after the first 2 years, you have to specify and you have to pick a major. So one of them is aerospace or biomedical or robotics or machine intelligence, which allows you to get into different stuff. If you are interested in health, biology and everything, well, biomedical system engineering is for you at UofT. Or other stuff which are not offered in any other university in Canada, like aerospace. So you can offer it at Inside. So you can also have that. But I would say mostly, as I've heard and as you can see the alumni, most of the people after school, after they graduate, they go to grad school. And they go to really good grad schools. I just saw a couple of people that went from Inside to Caltech because I'm applying there myself. And then it's really easy to transfer to good universities in US for all this stuff in UofT. But I think Inside is also good if you wanna go to US for grad school.
Yeah. So what's the difference between your programs? Aside from the engineering science and computer engineering, aside from the obvious course differences, how would a person know whether to apply to engineering science or to computer engineering, to more specific?
Yeah, I think that would depend on if you know what you're interested in already, because engineering science is really for like if you really don't know what to do and you want to try everything before making a decision like what you want to do for the rest of your life, like that's really good engineering science. But if you already kind of have an idea of what you want to do and like what program you want to pursue, and I think you can just pick like computer engineering or electrical or mechanical and just go into that right away.
Yeah, I think that's really true. Like if you already know like what you're exactly interested in, then yeah, just go for it. Like you don't have to waste time. But like if you're kind of like dealing with like I don't know what I want to do, like NC is a good option. Also, like if you're looking to study like something that is not offered, like aerospace or like robotics or like machine intelligence, then NC is again a good option. Also, there's like a program called Track One, which is one of the core eights, in which you can also the first year you don't decide anything, and then after the first year you're guaranteed a spot in the main 8 engineerings offered at UofT.
So at
Yeah,
UofT,
but with core eight, with core eight, you have to get a specific mark if you want to like transfer into a certain program, and like I think it's like a 70 average for both semesters. And if you don't have that, then they just randomly place you in one program that has open seats.
Oh, for track ones?
Yeah, for track one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
True.
I guess it makes sense. So at UofT, we have engineering science and then core 8, which is 8 engineering programs that are not engineering science.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So why exactly did you guys choose UofT to pursue engineering in? I mean, in Ontario there's a lot of options. Why UofT?
Abdullah can go first.
Okay. I don't know. Like, of course, there's a prestige and the ranking. Like, UofT's up there with one of the best engineering schools in Canada. And I think another big thing was like the city because I previously lived in Toronto. Like, I already knew people there, and like, so moving there wouldn't be that big a deal. And like, I don't know. Like, the other main university was Waterloo, but I really want to like move to Waterloo. So I chose UofT.
That's true. I mean, yeah, aside from being one of the best school in Canada and like the best one for engineering, like also the city was a kind of like a deal breaker for me. Like I wanted to be in a city with all those, crowd. Like it's kind of like how life it is. Like Toronto is really life city. Like it's not dead. But like I previously lived in Hamilton, and like after 7 p.m. it was dead. There was no festival going on. There was no concert. There was nothing. But Toronto is like the city that everything happens. And yeah, so the city was good. But yeah, I also had that dilemma to either go to, I don't know, UofT or like Waterloo or McMaster or like UBC. Well, like I visited both McMaster and Waterloo and UofT, and I also kind of had that gut feeling that I want to go to UofT.
I see. So the city really like played a part in it, aside from the rankings and stuff.
Yeah, because like it's 4 years of your life.
Fair enough.
You don't want to. Yeah, you have to study and like get a degree, but also you want to be young and like you want to experience everything. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, biggest city in Canada. So I guess straying away from the topic of actual university and university programs, how did you get in? Like, what were your top 6 grades? What were your extracurriculars in high school? What would you recommend for younger people to do to have a good shot at getting into the program?
I mean, the first thing is that they don't look at your top 6 grade. They look at, I think it was calculus and vectors, advanced functions, English, physics, and then there's one more. Like there's another course like mandatory that you have to, I can't remember now, but there's another one that you have to do. And they look at those 5 and then one other one, which is your highest course.
So it's
the other one was chemistry, yeah. So like they look at those 6 and then they look at those 5 and then they look at one of your highest. Like whichever one is your highest, and they calculate the average for that.
Right.
As your mark.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. Like I don't think it's like there are like some mandatory courses that you have to take before applying. Like I think it's obvious in the web. Like you can look at it at the website. But yeah, for me, like I guess I had a pretty high average, and like in all of the courses that were mentioned, and also extracurriculars. Like I competed in a couple of competitions, like Waterloo's competition, like Euclid, CSMC. and they were also good. I don't know if they helped me that much, or I don't know. I mean, because I don't know the process for getting admitted, but I also had those stuff. I also had some, I don't know, like small leadership positions, like in our school, like the physics club, I guess again. And yeah, I think those were the stuff for me, like my mark, some competitions, and like the club. That was my extracurriculars.
I mean, for me, it was also marks. And extracurriculars, I was just part of a lot of like coding related, computer related clubs in the schools. Like there was a computer development club, I was part of that. There was a robotics club, I went to that. And then on the side as well, like you just try and like do your own projects and try and put that in. And then, like you can add that to your application and that will look really nice. And, like just show like you're interested in what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Like what kind of projects are you talking about?
I don't know, I would say like basic project, I don't know, maybe making a game. Like I made a game and that was a project and like I talked about that a bit and said like, I made this game and like it was really fun and like what languages I used and what skills I learned and how it showed I was interested in the program and all that.
Damn, okay. Would you guys say there was anything like the deciding factor for the university to admit you? Or not sure, maybe?
Marks. I feel like Canadian university essentially like they kind of care about your marks in their courses and averages. Like I think I've heard like US like universities in US or colleges like they also care a lot about your essays, extracurricular, like 70% of your decisions made based on like just your extracurricular like essays and everything. But as I've heard like in Canadian schools, mostly they care about just your marks and averages. So like take grade 12 seriously if you haven't already.
Yeah, I think just from myself as a grade 12 student right now, I've heard a lot about last year's admissions and that you shouldn't let yourself go, you shouldn't let your grades go until at least the midterm of the second semester, because admission decisions come out in May, so they still take a look at those. So if there's like a significant drop in performance, that's not a good sign for the university. That's kind of a red flag, actually. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, okay.
I was gonna add on that, like that's exactly what I did in like second semester, grade 12, the midterms, like I was going super hard until then. And then after midterms, I kind of slowed down, right? Because like they didn't really look at anything else. Like it was probably bad. It was actually bad because that hindered scholarship applications for me, and I didn't know that until after I slowed down. But like they do look at marks heavily, so like you try your best.
Yeah, both for your like increased like scholarship and everything, and also another thing that my teacher actually told me in high school. He was like, you should care about your marks because your high school marks and diploma and everything, even if you're after you're admitted to university. Because if you want to transfer, like let's say you don't like your university, like you came to UofT and you let's say you went to Waterloo and you absolutely hated it and you wanted to come to UofT. So when you want to transfer, they're also going to look at your marks from high school.
Right.
And you have to present that. You have to present your transfer from high school and everything and all those courses again. So like I guess have that. Like diploma is something that you're gonna always have it at least for these couple of years. I mean, yeah, after that probably when you have your PhD, your marks don't matter, high school marks. But like if you're gonna transfer and stuff, your marks matter. And also for scholarships, again, it matters. If you're applying for like some scholarships, they look at your academic performance.
Interesting. I actually didn't know about the scholarship thing. Yeah. So anyways, I guess straying back into university stuff, how was the supplementary app process for you? I guess we've kind of discussed this, but what was it like? What did you guys have to do?
So for the supplementary application process, it was different from each university, but for UofT, it was basically like an online that had a portal for you, and you went in there and you filled in your basic information like your name, your like address, and like contacts and all that. And then your grades, you didn't have to put that in. They got that directly from the school. So like you don't have to worry about putting your grades and all that. And then there was one portion of it where you had to do, like it was your supplementary application and you had to write about what extracurriculars you had, like leadership, community involvement, and all that. And you have to go in and you just add as many as you wanted, and you have to like write a description for it.
Right.
And then the last thing was an interview. So they had like an online interview, like you sat, they gave you a question, and you have to record a 2-minute video answering the question, and you did that I think 3 times. And that was the application process.
So for the interview, you didn't have to talk to an actual person?
It wasn't talking to a person, no. It's like it was an online, like you sat here and it would just be a question, and like they gave you the question. I think they gave you 30 seconds to prepare, and then you had to talk for 2 minutes about what the question was. And it wasn't like you just had to go at it. Like they gave you practice before, so you could do as many practice attempts as you wanted, right? And then after you felt confident, you would just go and like you do it. It was mostly the same question or similar question, and you just like hope for the best.
Damn, okay. And for the final attempt, you only get one, right? After that, it just gets...
Yeah, you only got one like actual attempt. Like practice, you can do as much as you want, and then like do one final attempt, and then you're done.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also exactly what was for me. Like, it was no different.
Yeah.
So you guys had like the same portal, right? For applications?
Yeah.
Yeah, engineering. Yeah, for engineering, all the engineers are the same thing.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, being actually in the program, what do you think about it? Like, what do you think about the atmosphere in it? Is the program more or less challenging than you expected? Were there any sudden challenges that you didn't expect?
Well, the atmosphere is good. Like, lots of people like say that UofT's atmosphere is toxic. But like, I think my experience, at least for engineering, I know it's not toxic at all. Like, people are looking forward to help you with everything. Like, they kind of, I don't know, it's like this feeling that you want everyone to pass. You know, like, I'm like helping each other. And it was like as challenging as I expected. Like, it was far more challenging than high school in Ontario. Like, at least I didn't do IB, like regular high school. Like, it was far more challenging than that in my opinion. But I would say grade wise, yeah, like the averages dropped significantly. Lots of people, like the average in high school, I guess it's around 80, like sometimes, and like lots of overachievers like over high 90s, I guess. But like in like engineering, or I think it's a universal thing also, like the averages are really low. Like for our calculus average, it was like 54, 55. And then like, so you're barely passing. Some of the courses, they may curve it up, but for calculus, they do that. For other courses, the average is like around 60, 65. So if you're like at the up, like, I don't know, or like, yeah, so the averages are changes. So you have to also be prepared for that. With that. And yeah, I guess that was my impression. How about you, Abdullah?
Yeah.
Okay, so atmosphere and the program. So before going to UofT, I was hearing things about how like competitive it is, and everyone's toxic, and everyone's trying to like one up each other and trying to get like the better grade. And so like I was nervous before. Obviously, I was like, okay, like can I do this? And then I went in, and it turns out like everyone is super chill. Everyone's super nice. Like everyone just wants to like pass with each other, and like if you need help with something, people are willing to help, right? So I don't think it's toxic at all. I really like the environment there and like the people. And then like, is it more challenging? It is more challenging than high school for sure. And I don't think that's because like the concepts are harder to understand or anything like that. Like I think they're about the same like difficulty as what's in high school, but I think just like the load that you have to do, because you have like multiple assignments a week, and like you just have to keep up with that. So like if you're good at time management and like you don't procrastinate, then I think you can get good grades. It's like very doable.
Yeah.
But like for sure the averages do drop, because like, but it's like you have to think about it relative. Like everyone's average is dropping. Right? It's not just like you that's doing bad. Everyone's doing bad, and then they'll just curve everyone up, and they're like, as long as you're with what the averages are for the midterms, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, like what Abdullah said about the like workload is also really true. I think in high school, we take 4 courses, and like one of them is math. The other 3 is like you just take something random, like I don't know, economics, like painting classes, cooking. But like in university, like for Einstein, like all of our courses is like a really big deal. It's like I don't know, linear algebra, coding, like calculus, physics, civ, like all of this is stuff like takes a lot of time. So
yeah, there's no easy A's kind of stuff.
no, like not at least in Einstein.
Yeah, for core A, it's a bit different. Like there's 5 hard courses. There's like math, physics, civ, and then there's one which is introduction to engineering, and that's kind of like to ease the workload a bit because there's not a lot to do. It's kind of just like you show up to lectures and you get the marks, so like that helps a bit.
Yeah, they do yoga activities and breathing activities.
They do yoga.
Really-
That was the first lecture. We did breathing activities. So
I see.
You get that one course. It's not terrible.
So, does the university really do anything to help struggling students or students who have like mental health problems, maybe, or?
I think so. Like during orientation week, they would constantly tell us like you have resources, have links everywhere for like resources you could access if you're struggling. And I have booked like an appointment with the financial advisor, and they seem super helpful. So I think like there are resources if you need them. It's like, and they're readily available. So you can find them all over campus. Like if you need something, it'll be there for you.
True.
Okay.
Like I think with UofT, like same as real board, I guess. The thing is there are like so many students, like 70,000, like undergrad only, I guess, or maybe more. So like it might sound intimidating, and you would like it might sound that okay, they're not gonna be enough attention on you. But if you just like seek for help, there's gonna be something for it. Like if you're struggling financially, there's gonna be a financial advisor. If you're like willing to join a club, like any club you name it, it's gonna be on the list. There's even a club about lettuce. So there's gonna be lots of stuff going on that you just have to like reach out yourself. So also like mental health, yeah, they always advertise it, not advertise it, just like introduce it like every session, literally. Like once for one of our courses, praxis, they said there's like this mental health whatever, and then after that, they announced the marks, the average. So like they do this stuff. They kind of there are lots of things to support you, but you still have to seek out.
Damn.
Yeah. No, they do care.
That's crazy.
They do care.
There was a paramedics in front of the door after our calculus midterm. Like I don't know why it was there. I still don't know, but there was a paramedic. It was a really bad midterm, calculus.
I mean, they do care. One, like I have a story. There was like before one of our lectures, a girl had a panic attack and like she couldn't breathe and she was like really struggling. And like the prof got there and he saw the situation. Like he told everyone to get out the room. And he said, like, the lecture's over, like, I'll do an extra lesson at the end to cover for this. And, like, he called paramedics. I think he handled it well. So, like, they do care. Like, the profs do care about you if, like, you're going through something.
Yeah, they do care. Because I think, like, for the history of suicide they have, like, after a while, they kind of, like, change their policy. Like, if you look at the course outlines in all my courses, one of them is like mental health. It's like, yeah, this course is not meant to blah, blah, blah. And then like, if you want any help, just email me. So everyone is willing to and everyone care about your mental health.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Comforting.
Yeah. So another requested question is there a sense of community in your program? Like, yeah, everyone may be helpful and nice, but do you feel like this is your family for the next 4 years? Okay, maybe not family, but
1,000 family.
There's a definitely sense of community within like engineering. Like there's so much that goes on. One of the like greatest things like I did was go to Frost Week, and I recommend anyone that goes like go to Frost Week. It's a great experience. Like you get to meet everyone, you get to meet friends. Like everyone this first year there, and you have upper years to talk to, and you do lots of fun activities. And like for us, we had our engineering. We learned about the engineering program, and like we learned about like traditions. Like there's the cannon, which the engineers at UofT fire, and there's like purple is like our color. and we learn like the whole history behind that and why that's our color, and like we learn about all the different like things engineers at UofT have done. So yeah, there's definitely a sense of community.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
It's like in the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, because like before your classes start, like I think it's the week before, and it's 2 days, and you go, and it's like it's a lot of fun.
True.
Okay, yeah.
Like before that, like I kind of didn't connect to Toronto itself. It's a real big city, and it was kind of intimidating. It was also my first time living in Toronto. So, but like after like Frosh Week, I really felt connected to just university and the city itself because we just went around a lot. We had that kind of sort of like a march. Like we went from streets from university. We walked like 1,000 students once walked from university to Eden Center, and like Nathan Phillips Square. We like jumped inside the lake. It was like super chill and fun. So yeah, and then I kind of felt connected to the like the community, like the program and everything. But I mean, I don't know, like you shouldn't have like that much of a high expectation. You're saying family, like it's Canada and it's an individualistic culture. So if you wanna, that's a whole total different conversation we can have. That
Right.
yeah, like everyone cares about themselves at the end. But yeah, so it's but within Canada, I see engineering as a really good community. And also like sub parts, but like engineering is a good community, but NCIs are closer to each other, you know, because we have a one community ourselves. It's like computer engineering in the second year, they're probably going to be like only 100 students. They're also going to be really close to each other.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you guys had like a whole Discord server for yourself. Like helping each other, I guess.
So it's like a Discord server for like all engineers, like 2T6. Oh, 2T6 means they're going to graduate in 2026. 2T6. And then there's also a Discord for just engineering science, in which, like, in our Discord, at least, we share all the answers. Okay, we share, that's academic offense. We talk a lot. We communicate about courses. And yeah, also the other Discord channel, there are like some clubs going on. If you want to advertise your club, if you're looking for housing, there's like different stuff going on there.
Okay. So it's like a busy student life, kind of?
Yeah, it is.
So, do you guys have any tips on studying in your program? And like anything you learned to stay on top of your workload? Anything special that you realized was really, really important?
I think one of the big things is like I don't think you can really do engineering like by yourself alone. Like you need like other people to support you. So I would say like find a good group of friends and like do work with them, do assignments with them. And, like if need be, like you can't finish that one time, like find people that are willing to like share, like help you, right, by giving you like what they did or like giving you ideas. So that's one of the big things. Like, don't be afraid to like ask people for help. Like, everyone's super helpful anyways. Like, if you ask someone like, "Did you like do this assignment?" or like, "What do you do for this?" Like, they'll be willing to help you. And then I would also say like, don't be like the person that just asks everyone for help, but then if someone comes to you and like asks for help, like you don't share. Like, if you did, like someone's asking you for help, like help them out. You know, it's a community. Everyone wants to pass. Everyone wants a good grade. So, yeah, and then staying on top of workload. Just get the work started early because like on Monday you get all the assignments for the week. And like what I would do is I would like not do any work on Monday because it's Monday, you don't want to do work. And then I'd just be a day behind the whole week. So I was just like rushing to finish assignments to get them in. And the next day is another assignment. So like just start, like when you're giving the assignment, just start it right there. And then like even if you don't finish it, just like start it and then like at least you start.
Right. That makes sense.
True. Yeah, I guess like asking for help is a really good advice. Also, something else that lots of the students do not really exploit is like office hours and like TAs. Like I've been to lots of office hours and it's really, really good. It's like you have office hours is basically, it's like a sort of, like you just go and you talk to TAs. They're like TAs going around and you can like ask like lots of questions, they're gonna answer them, and then you can learn. Like also about asking question, like sometimes what I don't like, people just ask for final answers. Like I never myself give people the final answers. I kind of give them tips and so like how to do the solution. All office hours considered still like there are like some TAs that explain you what is happening. Because like sometimes in lectures you may not fully understand the content, but like because there's I don't know like 300 people in class, you might also feel intimidated to raise your hand up and ask a question. So, but I think like office hours is a good opportunity that you can have like a one-to-one type of thing with TAs.
So, speaking of class sizes, what are the class sizes for lectures and for office hours? Like, in your experience for different classes?
For lectures, it's a lot. Like lectures, I would say in the hundreds, definitely. Like there's a lot of people. And then for office hours, I've only went to one office hour, so I did not utilize that resource much. But when I did go, it was a decent group. I saw like 10 people, so like there was a bunch of people there, and the prof was like really helpful when I went. So he was like really willing to share, and like any question you asked, he was willing to like tell, even if like you thought it was a stupid question. But yeah, class sizes are big.
I see.
For Insight, we are in total 300 students, and we have two cohorts, A and B, as you would expect, and they're like half size, so 150. So probably pretty much all of my courses, except one of them, we have the class sizes, the lecture size is 150. And then you have your labs and everything, which is like smaller. And then like office hours, again, smaller, 10, 20 maybe, yeah.
Okay. Do all the classes have office hours?
Pretty much.
Yeah, they all have office hours, yeah.
Yeah, all of them, yeah. You can just like email, like one of my teachers, profs, yeah. He doesn't have a specific office hours, but he's like, you have, because like he was saying that, yeah, your schedule is busier than mine. So whenever you email me, like I'm gonna open my schedule and then we can meet. So his office hours was like that. But yeah, they should be by law, I guess, sort of office hours going on.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess our last question for today, and also because we are kind of on a time limit at Google Meets, what are some things about the university program that you don't think many people talk about? Like, what do you wish you knew beforehand? What are some insider things?
I think one thing people don't talk about is like it's actually like it can actually be fun. Like if you're doing something you're interested in, like you're passionate about it and like you enjoy doing it, then like university is really great because like you're just surrounded by people that have the same passion and you're doing the things you enjoy, right? And like everyone always talks about like how hard it is and how difficult it is, and like oh you have to work hard, but like it's also fun. So I think more people should talk about that.
How fun it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I say that's true. Like it's a fun experience. The other thing that people usually do not talk about that much, like, I think people talk about everything, but like some of them is not true. Like about how toxic it is, it's not that toxic. Something like it's not really fun, but it is fun. Also, like there are lots of clubs. Like I didn't hear a lot about UofT clubs, so there are lots of good clubs going on. Like me and Abdullah are both part of UTRA, and like,
Yeah.
which is a great club. It's for robotics.
Yeah.
And
have you guys built anything?
Sorry?
Have you guys built anything?
Yeah, we're building an autonomous rover, and we're gonna go. Like we're gonna have a race in May. Like we're gonna fly out. We're gonna compete against other universities. So like.
Oh yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fun.
They're like different sections. We're like in computer vision.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know. I guess something else I could ask, like, what do you wish you knew before? And like university, I guess I want to talk about like what are lectures. There's three different things you can do. You can do lectures, you can do practicals, and you can do tutorials. Right? Like before going to UofT, I thought it was just like all lectures. I just went to lecture and then came back, and that was it. But it's not like that. Like you go to a lecture, and that's what like you have the prof and he's lecturing and he's talking about things. And then you have tutorials. Like, and for me, the tutorials were different, like for each course, but like most of them were there was TAs there, and TA is basically like an upper year student, and like they're usually third or fourth year, right? And like the university just has them there, and like they're there to help you with the questions, and like they're good because they've went through this like process from like a few years ago. So like they know the courses, they know what it's like. And then like during tutorials, they'd have the TAs there, and there'd usually be a worksheet that like was given, and it wasn't for marks. It was just for you to practice like what you learned and make sure you knew. And if you didn't know, you had the TAs there to help you out. So that was tutorials, and then practicals was kind of like an application of what you learned in class. So for one of my math courses, linear algebra, we did like our practical for like a coding language, and you had to code different things. It's like we applied the math into like computer and like coding. So yeah.
Damn. Okay. I see. So,
Yeah.
is there
Is there-
anything you'd like to share? I mean,
Like Waterloo is boring.
except for that.
No, I think that's all. Like Abdullah pretty much said everything.
Yeah. We actually have a speaker from Waterloo tomorrow. She's going to be sharing her experience for the architecture program. Yeah, so.
We're excited to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds
Is there anything like last minute comments kind of thing?
last minute comments. And I guess I'll talk about the application process because that's what I think most people are interested in. Like you need good marks. I would say you need like at least 90 plus, right? Like that's not like the limit. Like you could get it in like with less than that, but you should try for 90 plus. And then like Amin said before, it's mostly looked at marks. I think like after a certain point though, like if it's like a 97 to 90, like 100 range there, like they don't really care as much about mark because that's like a negligible difference. And that's when like your extracurriculars and that comes in, right? Because if you have like two students, they're like both high 90s, like how are you supposed to compare them? How are you supposed to pick? Then you look at the extracurriculars and you compare that. So like definitely for the application process, do the marks, take the process seriously, like do good, like extracurriculars, write that, like write your essays as well.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what.
Yeah, that is true. Like I think you can look at some statistics from previous years, and like the lowest mark they accepted for NSI was 92. And they're like it's like a spreadsheet for like Waterloo's also that also says like the marks that were accepted previous years. So yeah, so good marks are the essential. Like as Abdullah also said, they're not the only thing that's looked at, but it's just the essential. Like after like let's say 90, like 92, 93, 94, like then yeah, your extracurricular matters. But like if you're playing with a 70, I don't think there's any chance. I mean, yeah, maybe there might be a slight chance.
So marks are very important. Okay. Yeah.
I was misled before because like looking at grade 11, like Waterloo, it said, oh, you need a minimum 70 to apply. I was like, okay. I thought like it meant you need just a 70 and like you get in. Okay, easy. And then like grade 12, and I found out like, no, you don't need like a 70. That's the minimum to apply. Like to have a good chance of getting in, you need 90 at least, like 90 plus.
Yeah.
So don't be fooled that way.
I had a friend that Shahir, no. I used to have like friends that they had like pretty high marks, but like they got rejected from like some universities.
Yeah, so marks are really important, but they're not the only thing that matters. Yeah.
Yeah. And for marks, they only look at grade 12. Like grade 11 doesn't matter unless you're doing early applications, in which case did you look at grade 11, but usually it's just grade 12.
Oh yeah, early applications.
So,
we didn't talk
if
about
you
that.
messed up in grade 11, don't worry about it too much. Just focus hard on grade 12.
I see. Well, thank you guys for coming in today and talking and sharing your experience. I don't think we really have questions in the chat, partly because all the requested questions have already been asked here. The requested questions from the forum. So, thank you very much, and yeah, good luck at your robotics competition, with your studies, with everything. have fun during the rest of your winter break.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Good luck to everyone applying. Hopefully you all get into wherever you want.
Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us. See you later, Reader Maria.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.